Hi everyone, welcome to our Facebook Live today. My name is Alyssa and I'm the marketing manager here at Katoomba. And today I'm so excited to be talking with Caitlyn from Caitlyn Menzel Coaching. Hey Caitlyn, how are you?
I'm good, thank you. How are you?
Yeah, really good, thank you. It's so nice to be welcoming you here for the first time and I'm so excited to be chatting with you today.
I feel like it's been a long time coming and we finally got to lock something in. There was too many lockdowns and things happening and we got there in the end.
Yeah, we certainly did. Yeah, no, and I'm really, really looking forward to it because we're talking about such an amazing topic today. It's all about how to create an amazing client experience. And so I'm obviously going to ask Caitlyn a bunch of questions and we're going to be chatting about that. But as always, if you guys have any questions, please do put them in the comments below and then I'll get Caitlyn to answer those for you. But before we get stuck into today's topic, I thought it'd be really, really nice if you could tell us a little bit about yourself and about your business. I've read your bio, I've heard a bit about you, and you've had quite an incredible journey. So if you tell us a little bit about it, that would be awesome.
Yeah. First of all, I'm going to apologize everyone for my hair today. Normally I'll be a bit more done. I was just explaining to Alyssa that I have spent 4 hours in a salon this morning getting new extensions and I was like, I have to leave to be here. So I apologize. I planned on looking a little bit more done, but I'm here anyways. I guess I was one of those people that school failed me. I was hopeless at school, didn't like anything. So got my first basin job, I think, when I was 13. Then left school at 14, 15, really, really young. Was it like a basin bitch? I was literally a basin bitch. It's probably derogatory now, but what I did back then, I was literally the basin bitch. Yeah. And then when I got an apprenticeship at one of the really, really big salons in Geelong at the time, worked through my apprenticeship, smashed that out in about 2 years. And then I left and actually went back to the salon where I was a basin assistant and ended up buying it within 6 months. I was 19.
Wow.
It's kind of a really crazy quick thing, but it was one of those we're selling, if you don't buy it, you don't have a job sort of situation. So I just, threw myself in and it went really, really well for a couple of years. And then I thought, got like business boner, went and bought a second salon when the first one wasn't functioning properly. I was 22. It was wild, bought a really bad business, didn't even last a year. In that time, I actually had a pretty bad motorbike accident and couldn't work for quite a long period of time either. So got rid of that one, went back to my one salon. We had hair and beauty at the start, but it originally had hair and beauty at the start, then went back to just doing hairdressing because beauty wasn't really my thing. There was so many beauty salons back then as well. I grew it from just me, myself, and I, and a couple of the old owners, and then grew it into, I guess, a salon of, I think at one stage we had 21 staff. So we had a couple of receptionists, heaps of hairdressers, a couple of apprentices. It was wild. Then 2017, I think. So I'd had it 7 years. We relocated to a shop. The rent was like 6 times the price. The shop was 6 times the size. It was huge. It was beautiful. Then we grew into a barbershop, which I opened in 2018, which was on the same street about sort of maybe 50, 100 meters down the road. So we could literally like wave at each other, which was an amazing thing as well. So I'm not a barber. I just had a thing about there's no barbers in this area. It's becoming a trendy thing. Let's give it a crack. And it went really, really well. I came off the floor about that time, so about 4 or 5 years-ish ago, to launch into my coaching business. And that's pretty much what I've been doing ever since. So 2019, I sold the salon. Just this year, I sold my barbershop. And now all I'm doing is coaching salons. So in terms of my coaching business, I was about 27, 28 when I started it and just took on salon owners. And all of a sudden, it just grew so much that I couldn't juggle being on the floor and managing people and managing businesses and doing the coaching, and coaching's where my love is. So this is where I've ended up.
Oh, that is such an amazing story. And honestly, you've been through it all. So I'm sure you can give the most incredible advice on like what to do.
I never know how to like cull it down because it's such like a 16, 17 years in the industry now. I'm like, what do I talk about that's like significant?
Yeah. No, it's fascinating. The things that really stood out to me are definitely like how young you were when you bought your first business, which is
I was such a bad business owner. I was such a bad business owner. I winged it for like 5 years. I don't even know how I made it out the other side.
Isn't it take it till you make it kind of thing anyway? So,
100%.
Yeah. And then just seems like, yeah, you just went through obviously your accident. That's horrible. And just like, yeah, obviously you went through some really, really hard times, but you obviously learned and grow through that so much. So
And
yeah, I just find it fascinating.
Yeah, and I think like lockdown or corona or whatever's going on at the moment, everyone has their own like adversity and their own things that happen throughout their journey. But I think no one's struggles or pain is less relevant. I think that's especially important to highlight at the moment. Everyone is affected differently by different things. Some people have never even broken a bone or anything like that, and it's awesome. But yeah, and like some people have been through other things. I'm fortunate, I'm blessed. I think I'm very lucky. I think there's a lot of people worse off than I am. So yeah, it's good to kind of overcome those things and talk about them openly, I think.
Yeah, for sure, definitely.
Yeah.
Cool. All right. Well, should we crack into client experience?
Sure. Yeah.
So yeah, I thought we'd just start like very basic. I mean, why is it so important? I think we talk about it a lot. I know that we think about it a lot at Katoomba as well, and it's kind of almost a buzzword, but it is so important
for customer service.
Yeah, client experience.
Yeah, the client experience. I think I actually have loved the last year. Like, okay, I haven't loved it. That's probably the wrong terminology. I haven't hated it because I think it's forced everyone to really like take a 360-degree look at their business and what they're doing and their model, how they employ, what they do actually bring to their clients, and really go in depth and work out what we're doing wrong, what needs improvement, but also have time to action it. Yes. I was amongst the worst. I live in Queensland now. I've moved up here this year, but last year I was in Victoria. I was in the worst of it. We closed our office. My staff started working from home. My barbershop was obviously closed. Fortunately, I didn't have my salon that I'd already sold, but yeah, we've been tasked with looking at it, but had the time to actually do it. I feel like in a way we're always all like, oh my God, I never have enough time. So kind of as a universe, we manifested that a little bit. It's getting a bit crazy now, but back then it was good. Yeah. But your client experience is so, so important because one, it's usually the thing that sets you apart from every other salon. Yes, there's a focus on the hair, a focus on the beauty, a focus on, whatever else you offer in your clinic or your salon. But the client experience is the thing that keeps that person coming back. It's how they feel. It's not necessarily what they look like. So many salons can do a great haircut. So many can do a great eyebrow wax. So many can do a great fade. But it's the little things and those bits and pieces that you guys do that are different that keeps that client coming back to you and keeps them, spreading the word about your salon, I guess. Keeps them loyal.
Yeah, totally. And you mentioned it a little bit there, but I kind of wanted to get into what you think what encompasses client experience.
Yeah.
Because it's probably a lot broader than you can sometimes right?
For sure. I think speaking generally of my coaching clients and those sorts of things, and, we obviously keep a bit of an eye on the market and what people are doing. I think in some instances, and this isn't for everyone, a lot of people don't know who their client is. And I think a lot of people add too much fluff, which takes away from the actual service at hand. And when I say service, it's not just, like I said, the actual hair or the actual facial or whatever else is that goes along with it. It's the process of when they check in. It's like how easy that is. Like that is a client experience, right? Are you giving them a client card? Are you taking a deposit? How's the phone conversation when they book? How's your online booking? Like that's part of the experience. If that's painful in any way, I'm like the first person like, not too hard. I'm not doing it. Don't care. Right. So I think accessibility is a huge thing, and how you communicate and how that client's first impression is with you is so, so, so important. Same as when you walk into a salon. I don't think that everyone needs to be these stick thin model looking people, but I think everyone needs to be well presented and look like a team and look professional to a degree. And like when I say that, my barbers wore, Thrasher t-shirts and Vans and stuff like that, but that was our look and that was our vibe and that's who our client was. I think that's another part of it, like how they feel when they actually walk in, the music, the smells, the feeling. Do they get greeted? Is someone offering them a beverage? Like they don't want to be standing there for ages just kind of loitering, like, where do I go? What do I do? Oh my God, this is so scary. It's scary enough for clients to walk into a salon when they look like shit and everyone else looks amazing. And another part of it is really getting in depth with your consultations. I feel as though this is so overlooked, and especially when you get real comfortable and real complacent with your clients and they sit down and they tell you about their weekend and their boyfriend and their divorce and their, children and everything that's going on, you can really lose sight of what they're there for. So every person is coming to you because they have something they need from you. No one's going to come to you if they have perfect hair. No one's going to go to a beauty salon if they have perfect skin and perfect brows and perfect lashes and whatever else you offer. They're coming to you because they have an issue. It might just be to get away from their family and relax. They might want a massage or they might want to chill. But everyone's coming to you for a reason. So the old classic, same as last time, is like nails on a chalkboard for me, I think. And I think a lot of people really forget to ask about home care, time between appointments, what their actual routine is in the morning and the evening for that matter. How much time they're willing to spend or willing to invest into maintaining whatever service it is you're giving them, and actually educating them, because we are salespeople and we're literally selling ourselves and our clients have no idea, and it's your job to actually spend the time in educating them. So, yeah. And then obviously that flows through to base and service if you have that. Also how you finish off the service, at the end of the booking and everything. And when you take them through the desk, how all that is. Do you just throw them out? Like, do you actually talk to them? Do you, make sure that they're following through with the retail that you spoke about? Like, that whole thing is a process. You don't want them to feel like a number either.
Yeah, definitely.
They're like big core things that we focus on. Some people don't care about fairy floss and crystals and all these other things. They care about, feeling cared and listened to and like they're going to get what they want.
Yeah, totally. And then we also always talk about, which I think is quite easy to forget as well, is how you're communicating with them when they're outside the salon as well. So are you marketing to them? Are you sending them appointment reminders? How they book with you? Like, what's your social strategy? Like, I don't know, there's just so, like, client experience is just so broad. It's crazy.
And I think it's like, obviously social media is a very oversaturated market, and it's obviously how you reach most of your people nowadays. Everyone's on social media. But another thing I noticed with that is like not just communicating with their clients. Like, we used to send like aftercare to our clients after they left. So whatever the service they'd have, our receptionist would email them through Katoomba of like what their service was and like how to care for it after. But like also people only text when they want to sell something, and that's really, really bad as well. They only post when they're trying to sell something. Like, you can see on my coaching page, I don't sell pretty much anything. It'll be like once every couple of months I do that. Sometimes we just used to text our database, especially if you're in lockdown, and just say, hey, just checking in, hope you're doing okay, just letting you know we'll be back in touch with you as soon as we open. Like, it might cost you $200, but like, just stay in touch with your people, let them know that you are actually thinking of them and you're grateful for them.
Totally. It's just maintaining that relationship,
actually, which is something really weird that I've noticed. Sorry, I just spoke over you then.
That's all good.
Something really weird that I've noticed. So many people posting at the moment being like, please ignore the confirmation text messages. That's not customer service. Turn your fucking texts off. Turn them off. Like, what are you doing? Turn them off. I'm just like,
very true. It could be very confusing in the middle of a lockdown. Can't wait to see you tomorrow.
Everyone's loony anyway. Don't make it harder on the poor people.
Yeah, for sure. Very good piece of advice.
Put myself in their shoes and be on the receiving end, I guess.
Yeah, for sure. But that's the thing, right? It's just their client experiences. It's not just the service that you're providing. It's everything, and it kind of, that is a great example of showing that's a big part of it. Even though they can't come and visit you right now, it's all still part of the experience they have with you and with your salon.
I completely agree. And something I loved, like just those little extra things, not everyone's into this, but something I loved with Katoomba as well is you've got the K dollars, like the points. Our barbershop, that was the best. Guys could come in to have a haircut for a year, and at the end of the year get a free product. They loved it. Or free haircut.
It's awesome.
So good. And like, so I feel like so many people have all these amazing systems, especially yours. Like, some of them don't use the amazing targeting. They don't use like the K dollars. Like, they're not utilizing everything. Like, get in there and use it.
Yeah, and for sure. And that's the thing that adds. That's all part of the experience as well. Is do you have a loyalty program that keeps people coming back and delighting them once a year, or it's all those kinds of things that you really need to think about. So I guess with so much that you need to think about.
I think so too. I think so too. And I think review it every now and again, and like have a chat to your staff about it too. Like, when I'm so bad. I don't really follow much of what other people do. I just kind of like stay in my own lane. I learn from my clients. Obviously I teach them lots as well, but like, your staff, especially the younger ones, follow everyone and everything, and they live on their social media and they like know what everyone else is doing. So don't be afraid to like ask your staff what they think people would like to. Like my staff came up with some awesome ideas, even just like cool herbal teas, like, oh, I've seen this is really cool, or just random little things. Just get them involved.
Yeah, definitely. So is that kind of how would you, I was going to ask you, what's your kind of recommended process, or how would you recommend that some like a salon or spa goes about, I guess, coming up with their ideal client experience and then implementing it? Like, how do you decide with so many options? Yeah.
The first thing is like know who your clients are and try and get inside their brains, and like don't be afraid to ask your clients while they're in the chair. Like if you've got their eyes closed and you're doing their lashes, talk to them. Just like, I really would like your feedback. Give it to me straight. Like some people won't say anything and that's fine. It's a confidence thing, or they just don't feel comfortable, and that's totally fine. But talk to them while they're in there. Same thing with some of our clients, just had like weird, cool little suggestions or just anything that they were just like, oh, do you have this? Or I don't even know. I can't even think of an example right now, but they would come up with these little like gold nuggets of information. And you're like, oh, that's really cool. Or they'd give you feedback and be like, I was literally not offered a coffee for my whole appointment. And you're like, oh my God, I'm so sorry. So you know that you need to like nail that down. Even something I hear quite commonly is like clients feeling like they're getting passed around too much, like between other people, if they're trying to like, shampoo or something like that. But ask your people. Another thing that we did after all new clients' first appointments and second appointments, and everyone else, we just did every 2 or 3 appointments, depending on the distance between them, is just text them. Out of 10, how likely are you to recommend us to a friend? And then if you get anything less than an 8, straight on the phone, try and sort it out. And we always said that like constructive criticism is welcomed. Like we want, comments welcome sort of thing. We got some awesome feedback out of that. Feedback's like the key to improvement and to, becoming the best that you can be. But you need to do the same with your staff. It's not just clients, it's staff too.
Yeah, I really like the idea of surveying your clients as well. And I think you got to think about it, think about the number of surveys that you get from banks, from your, like, I don't know, your supermarket. Like everywhere you go, you kind of get surveys. It's quite normal. So sending one out or sending out a rating question out of 10 is not abnormal. And people are usually, if you give them the opportunity, there's going to be a percentage that take it up and you'll get some awesome feedback.
Absolutely. And I think like if you are going to do a survey monkey or something like that, I'm going to post that. Just don't make it 10 questions long. Just make it real short. Pick your top 3. Like make it real quick, real easy. In out. Clients aren't going to reply if they don't want to do too much, I feel.
Yeah, definitely.
Or hand them an iPad when they're in the salon. Like
that's a good idea.
But if it's an after thing, keep it short and sweet.
Yeah, one really cool thing I know with SurveyMonkey, because I've used that, is it actually, once you build a survey, it estimates the amount of time that it should take to be filled in. And so if you kind of feel like that's going to be, if you want to keep it to 2 minutes or something, then it will actually tell you it's going to be 2 minutes.
17 minutes to go. Nah.
But then you can actually communicate that to them as well and be like, hey guys, really love you, like would love your feedback. We've got a quick survey. We'll only take you 2 minutes to fill in. Like that can really help entice people, right? Versus being like, this is going to be a 20-minute long survey.
Yeah, I love that. Yeah, the supermarket ones. I've done a couple of them. Like, oh my God, why did I start this? This is so annoying.
Totally.
But I think just like constantly adapting and constantly like changing the way you do things, not changing, but like evolving the way that you do things. And especially like even with like iPad checkout now, like in our barbershop, we didn't have a desk. We literally came to the client with the iPad, or the guys could do it on their phones. Love that. Especially with, the climate as it is, when you can't really shift people around and move around, you're trying to kind of keep everyone in their little sections. Yeah. Go to them. Make them do less work.
Yeah, for sure. Do you think it's a good idea to, I guess, kind of map out your client experience, like almost like to actually know what it is currently, and then where you need to add or where you could be lacking and things like that?
Absolutely. I think it's absolutely important. I also think there's a real power to mystery shoppers too. So as long as your staff don't know your friends, if you're going to send in a friend, or like otherwise, I know that AHC offer mystery shoppers. I'm sure there's plenty of other places that do, but there's something really powerful about mystery shoppers. And you can literally then send that person, obviously they'll be doing their service for free, so then you can send them a survey and be like, tell me about all this, like rate all of these things, and get really, really in depth. I think it's kind of one of those things that's really forgotten about, but I think it's a really, really good idea.
Yeah, for sure. And then in terms of kind of implementing, I guess when you're implementing new things, is it like a one thing at a time, or like, you know, because it can be so overwhelming. So how do you kind of recommend that?
Yeah, I think I'm a bit of an asshole, and I used to just be like, cool guys, now we're doing this. So like we go spend a couple of hours training it, and then that's it, it's happening, right? I was very fortunate that I had incredible managers to manage my people to make sure that things were going right, and obviously the luxury of receptionists and stuff. But if you do have a smaller team and you're working really closely together, there should be no reason that if you're all following a new process, it kind of all happens pretty easily, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I guess too, going back to mystery shopping, go yourself to another salon. Go find a really good salon or a salon that you like or something like that and go there.
Yeah.
Go get a blow dry, go get something, go get a service done, go actually suss out what they do.
Yeah. No, that's awesome. Yeah, so it sounds like you just need to really understand your client, and then like use any kind of feedback and actually use it.
Yeah.
And
I mean, like our guys in our barbershop like to book on the same day. Most of them like to ring up in the morning. They want to be in and out. They want to have a beer. They don't want to lie there and get a head massage. They literally wanted to be in and out, most of them. There'd be the odd few people that would want a longer service. And so we sat and thought about what they wanted. Okay, so they like XYZ on the TV. They like this sort of magazines, like try and do all the little touch points that kind of make that person really feel thought about.
Yeah.
You know, and you can have still different profiles of people, but generally speaking nowadays, I find most salons really streamline their menu and tend to stay in their lane. So there might be blonde specialists or balayage specialists or the brow specialists, or, you know, like we were quite well known in Geelong for, in our barbershop doing like the creative cuts and the mullets and the fun stuff. So like, and same with our hairdressing salon, we were known for like the wild colors and the bright things and stuff like that. So, yeah, I think that's just know your people, learn your people, and ask them. People are so afraid to ask these days.
Yeah. But I'm sure, it's probably almost like do it once. It'll probably be fine. And then you'll realize I've got it and you want to do it again.
Yeah. And like same as if you're trying to like, you know, if you know that this person needs a product or something and they say no, it doesn't mean that every client after that is going to say no. So don't get butthurt by the one person. Just try again. You know. Not everyone's going to say no to you. The next 5 might say yes.
Yeah. We've just had a question from Stevie saying, any tips for attracting new clients? We have a nationwide shortage at the moment. Any thoughts? I know Stevie's from New Zealand, but I think it's pretty similar.
I don't even think it's nationwide. I think it's internationally at the moment. And I think the hard thing about the hair and beauty world is so many people are going to go work from home or go into like, and I love this business model. So if they're watching, don't get me wrong, freedom suites, that style of thing too. Like I think they're like really cracking a market, but what that's doing is taking away from like the salons who do want to employ and things like that. But something I've been working on with my clients, like my coaching clients, about finding new staff is all your clients, everybody in the world knows a hairdresser because you're looking for a stylist. Everyone in the world knows a beauty therapist. Ask your clients and offer them a $500 cash reward. Use your people. I think Seek and Indeed and those sorts of things are kind of dead in our industry. I really feel like people are following the salons they want to work for and they will go and apply when they're ready to apply. Look, that's just my opinion.
Yeah.
But yeah, I really think sending out a text to your clients or doing a video or a post or something on your Facebook or on your Instagram, be like, hey guys, we're actually offering a $500 cash reward to the person who refers us our next amazing stylist. The only condition is they have to get through their trial period. $500 cash. Don't do a voucher or something like that. Give them cash. Give them something that they will want and they'll go for. And I promise you, like bounty hunting, yes.
I love it. No, I've not heard that one before. It's
I think the key thing now is everyone's doing this copy and paste thing. Everyone's doing the same shit, same marketing, same look in their salon. Like, be different and like get outside your square and try and again think about something that's going to stand out from everybody else.
Yeah.
I do also think, Stevie, if you have the guts, do it on a video. I love videos. I think
I know they do video.
A better feel. Yeah.
So hop on that. I know they're not I know, I think they were maybe a little bit camera shy, and then they thought stuff it, and they got on it, and yeah, no, their videos are awesome. So that's
Totally. And like,
awesome
if you
advice.
fuck up, just laugh or do what I did before and go, blah, 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 and just start again. It doesn't matter. It means you're human. Who cares?
Exactly. And I think that's the one thing, I think that in the past, everything had to be so professional and perfect when it came to video. And now, because of lives and, like that kind of stuff, and even like boomerangs and stuff, if you think about all of that, and just social media in general, no one really cares. They just kind of want to see great content, right?
Yeah, same with reels and stuff. Well, I find some of them a little bit cringy. Most of them are just really funny and just people being themselves. I'm like, this is so nice. Like, people are like, they're seeing you work as a team and they're seeing people come up with things, and it's making people get really creative. And I mean, there again, it's one of those like copy and paste things. Like, most people get an idea and replicate it, which is fine. So, but yeah, I think people are just getting more comfortable on camera now and getting to know your brand personality and who you are and who your people are, which is so nice. Sure. I'll get Lauren to do it. I'm guessing Lauren's your work wife. I have a Phoebe and a Lauren. They're my work wives. They do my things for me.
No, Lauren's awesome on camera as well, so she'll do it.
Oh, good. I love her. Yeah, get her to do it.
And I was going to ask you as well, which intrigues me as well, is kind of more, I know that we're constantly thinking about marketing to clients, but actually you need to be kind of marketing your business to potential employees and stuff like that. Any thoughts around that? Because obviously you need to be showing your personalities and that it's a workplace, and that even if there's no role, please just inquire, that kind of stuff. What are your ideas and thoughts around that?
Yeah, I think nailing your brand personality is just as important as nailing who your client is or who you're actually advertising to. So and again, this is something I did wrong in the early days. Back in the early days, I had this ideal of what I wanted my salon to be like, which was quite glamorous and opulent. And I'm like, that's not me at all. Like, I'm just a broker from Geelong. Like, I'm fun and I'm colorful and I'm this and I'm that. And like, I'm tattooed and I'm fashionable. So like, why am I trying to be this like rigid, thing that's just not me at all? And it doesn't really fit my clients. Like, we had a lot of like uni students, young mums, young hot single people, like just, a lot of influencers and those sorts of types came to us, and people who were creative and musicians. And why was I trying to be something that totally wasn't attracting my vibe of people? With marketing, I always think start with the end in mind. So what is it that you're actually doing? Are you advertising for a stylist? How can we get there? And it's all trial and error. I'm advertising for clients. Okay, well, what do we need to do to get there? What's the type of client that we're, looking for? And I think something that I really push with my clients, marketing's not my forte, right? I don't love it. It's not my thing. Social media, not my thing. But I think outside the square again. We're not international businesses trying to advertise to the whole world. We're advertising to like the 20K radius around our business realistically. Get involved in the community, get in your local publications, be involved in events. Again, if you're looking for clients, like utilize your database. So we had a referral system. Obviously when you put people in, you can put the client that referred them and stuff like that, which is really good. But like what we used to do is reward the client. First one, they got a free styling product if they were first one client. The second client, they got a free blow dry, I think. That could be with a color, on its own, with a cut, whatever, didn't care. The third one, they got a free shampoo and conditioner. The fourth one, they got a $100 voucher. Use on anything, product, services, don't care. And the fifth one, they got a straightener or a dryer. And like, I know they're probably like fuck balls, like that's $250 and a straightener, $100 and this, that, and the other. But like, one client was worth $3,500 a year to me. So if they've sent me 5 people, straightener isn't very much to give them. So like those sorts of referrals, especially if you love your clients, like attracts like. My friends are like me to a degree. They're like me. People hang around with people that are like them. Yeah. Mary, I love doing your hair. Send me some of your friends. I'm trying to grow my clientele. This is what I'm going to give you if you do.
Yeah. It's an awesome idea.
Yeah. I think people get too stuck in, I'm just going to post on social media.
Yeah. Got to think outside the square. Well, hopefully that's helped you, Stevie, with that those recommendations.
Yeah,
client experience, staff.
Yeah,
I guess you don't have staff, can't have the client experience. So.
I think be a bit funny too. Like share something that you find's funny. If you find something a bit dark or funny, like just post it. Something we found lots of like pet friendly things, or at the moment I know there's people like doing lots of like lockdown memes and stuff like that. Stuff's funny. That's like it's not selling anything. It's not doing anything. It's just going to build a bit of engagement for you.
Yeah, definitely. And again, like you say, it's all about your personality. So if what you're sharing matches your person, like yours and all your clients' personalities and what you guys like and stuff, then it works, right? Yeah.
Totally. I totally agree with you.
Cool. Awesome. Yeah, so in terms of client experience,
Yep.
I was going to ask you just the final question. What do you think are kind of like the top 3 things that when it comes to your client experience that you like absolutely you just have to nail, otherwise like you've got some serious work to do?
Yeah, top 3. Okay. One is feedback. I think people forget to get feedback. And I think, you always lose a couple of clients every year. I think it's somewhere between 5 and 10% will always just kind of naturally turn over for whatever reason that is. But if you a lot of people, if you can get on top of the problem before it's a problem, you won't lose that client. Whereas if it's just left and no one ever follows up with them, I think it's quite arrogant. I think you should really like always learn from everything. Like I said, it can even just be something really random that you can learn from. Another thing is consistency across your team. I think it's really, really, really important that no matter who your client sees, they're always getting that same experience from start to finish. Obviously, clients are usually going to stick to one person. Should that person be sick? Should that person leave? Should that person go on holidays? Your client should be able to move around and still know they're going to get the same color, same cut, same service, same facial, same conversation. Everything from start to finish should be pretty much the same. We all have our own flavor and whatever, but it should really, really be consistent. And probably the other thing, outside the service itself, I would say is your first impression of your business. That can be everything from I love my website guy calls it your online business card, like your website to your Facebook page to your Instagram. Everything should be consistent. How they show up to your shop should match your branding, and everything should be the same. And then they should walk in and feel warm and welcome and, whatever. If you've got like nightclub music and that's your thing, awesome. If that's the impression you want to make on your people. If you've got like meditation music and crystals and, oils and stuff, that's totally fine too. But should always be consistent and should always be the message that you want to give to your people, because otherwise you'll get the wrong people.
Cool. Oh, amazing. Thank you so much. I think it's a perfect way to end that off. That was cool. Thank you so much for your time, Caitlyn. It's been so nice chatting with you. And I'm glad you made it after your ordeal.
Just an extra long hair appointment that I wasn't expecting. Normally I look a bit more done for these things, but thanks.
But it's been amazing, and thank you guys so much for your comments as well. Stevie also said it was fun chatting with you earlier in a Facebook group about consultations. And Rosemary from our Katoomba team said what impressed me about Caitlyn's business and her team was the average client spend. So it sounds like you ran some pretty amazing businesses.
Selling the salon, it was like over $300 a client, and I think even our barbershop was around $50-$60, something like that. So we did all right. Good customer service, good client
experience. What you're talking about, basically, Caitlyn.
Yep.
Awesome. All right. Well, thank you so much again for your time. It was awesome, and I definitely want to have you back. So we'll chat about another session another time. And
thank you for having me.
Everyone, so much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed it.
Too.
Pardon?
Thank you for your questions too, for the people in there as well, and yours.
Yeah, no, of course. Cool. Well, thank you so much. And thank you, everyone. And we'll see you guys next time. See ya.